Hey everybody, got another video here for you. This video will show you how to mark out the body blank for a minimalist guitar. So I'm trying to get the entire guitar out of a single body blank here. So the first thing I need to do is mark off a strap bar and a leg bar. This is a piece of 2 foot long 1x6. So, and it's 20 millimeters thick. And the strap and leg bars are 20 millimeters wide, so mark off at 20 and 40. And 20 and 40 on the other side here. Camera's kind of in the way. And connect the dots. That's one. And that's two. Yeah, like it really shows up. Hold on a sec. Let's try this. There, now you can see some lines right along there. Wait for the camera to focus, but yeah. So there's one line, there's the other line. And then what's left from here down is the actual body blank for the guitar itself. And this whole thing's 140 wide, just took two 20 millimeter wide bars out of it, which leaves you with a 100 millimeter wide body blank for the guitar itself. So the next step is to strike a center line, and it should be 50 millimeters from there and from there. And let's see, yep, it is. So there it is at one end. And there it is at the other end. And once again, connect the dots. And there's the center line. That's a little better. So you got a center line going on here, all the way down. So now you're going to need the measurements that you got off of your neck. And there's a separate video on how to get the measurements. And in this particular case, for this build, I'm looking at a heel that's 115 wide and 115 long and 55 wide. So there's my 115 long mark. So for the width here, it's supposed to be 55. Call it 56 to make the math easier. And that works out to 28 millimeters on either side of the center line. So you come out to 28 here and 28 here. And that's roughly where your neck pocket's going to be. And come up here and do the same kind of thing. And there's your neck pocket. Then from your neck measurements, you should have figured out the distance from the end of the heel here down to the saddle line. And in this particular case, it's 161 millimeters. So come down here to 161 and make a mark. And that's the saddle line right there. And they can take a square, line up the saddle line, get it on the center line, hold it down straight. And go like that. And then go like that. And there is your center line. I mean your saddle line, sorry. So the center line and the saddle line are going to tell you where the bridge goes. And you got your neck pocket right there, and that tells you where the neck goes. And later on, once you get this stuff cut out, you'll slap the neck on there and then draw around the bottom of the heel in order to figure out how to shape this so that it's a nice fit. So now that you've got your neck pocket and your saddle line, you can design all the rest of the guitar around that. So then the next thing you want to do is lay out your parts in order to figure out where you're actually going to need wood for your body and what's going to be cut off. So once you've got your parts laid out here, then you can start figuring out how wide it needs to be at various places. So it only needs to be as wide as the neck pocket starting down here. And then it needs to get probably to the full body blank width here at the bridge pickup and the bridge area. And then it doesn't really need any wood there, but it is going to need some place to put the jack. So for example, on this setup here, you'd probably like just kind of connect the dots and go from there out here, use the full width here, and then you only need about this wide in order to fit the jack plate. So you just like come down this way, come across for the jack plate, and then come diagonally back. Something like that. Here, hold on a sec. This is guitar number 14, and it's extremely similar to what this build's going to be. It's a stock neck with a regular full width heel and a neck plate, and that's what this is going to be as well. You can see here on this side, the controls are over here more because it has a slightly wider body blank to work with. And so this side of the guitar comes all the way out to however wide the controls area is in here. On this one, the jack is going to be more behind the bridge instead of over here at the bottom and the right of the guitar. When you're looking at a guitar with the headstock up, picture a guitar with the headstock up and the body of the guitar down at the bottom. That's the right side of the guitar, the left side of the guitar, the top of the guitar, and the bottom of the guitar. And the front of the guitar and the back of the guitar. And that way everybody knows which part of the guitar you're talking about. Yeah, you always, at least that's one way to go about it, is by always referring to it as though you're looking at it hanging on the wall, straight up and down. So back to this thing. it's going to need to be full width in this region right here. And putting a ruler on it, it looks like you want to go like 40 millimeters either side of the saddle line. So we'll mark that out. My line is not very dark here. So in this region right here, it's going to be the full width. And you've already got that width there at the neck pocket. So once again, connect the dots. And then down here, you need a jack. And I was thinking leave about 50 millimeters between the bridge and the jack. Plate. So the jack would go about there. And let me move the camera. So the jack goes about there. And so put the end of the guitar maybe down here. Just a little below the jack. What is that? It's 110 millimeters below the bridge, roughly. And then you need room for a jack plate. Let's give it about 30 millimeters, I guess. So I don't have the rectangular jack plate for this build yet, but that should be enough room for a rectangular jack plate as well. So, and then once again, it's connect the dots. And you're done. So you've got your neck pocket here, and then you come down and the bridge goes right here, and you got one line there, and the pickup will be right about there somewhere. And then it just comes down and comes across here, and the jack's gonna go like right about there. And so yeah, that's the guitar right there. What you see, these are a little hard to see here, but yeah, there and there. And then on the back, it'll have leg bar extensions mounted on either side of the bridge, and then it'll have the leg bar coming off at an angle and a strap bar over here. So there's the body blank all marked out, and the next step is to cut it out. And then there's all this cutoff here that's left over, and you want to save all that because you're going to be needing that in order to make the bar extensions and a bridge block. And that's the basic idea for working out a minimalist plank type body here. You need to, basically the only thing that's different is you'll have, different kinds of hardware, different kinds of pickups, and different kinds of controls depending on exactly what you're building. But you just kind of lay it all out the way I did here and connect the dots. You can also, once you've got the basic shape down of what you need at the minimum for wood, you can add, I could say I didn't need this here for anything else. I could, take this stuff and come back like this and make this kind of a swoopy shape, like a Cadillac wing kind of a shape or something. Like my Guitar 9 build, I think it was, had that kind of a shape to it. So yeah, this just is like very basic minimum, kind of that abstract geometric shape, similar to the 12 string I was showing you earlier. But you can always, make things rounder or whatever you want to do. And you obviously can get a bigger piece of wood, a wider piece. I've got some 12-inch wide of this same stuff. And you can make a different body shape. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.